Alright, so I'm going to actually show you how to play the game this time. The last video I explained the rules. This one I'm going to show you actually how to play it. So, this is the traditional or classic way. You can set all the balls up. There's more than one way to do it, but I'll start with this. So it's a minimum of a 2-player game, but since I don't have a second person working with me today, I'm just going to play the role of 2 people. That should be fine. Ignore when I walk back and forth. It's not normally part of the game. But, so initially, when you're starting out and both people are new and haven't played before, do rock paper scissors to decide who goes first. You know, you can do 2 out of 3 if you want, but it doesn't matter. Just whoever wins that goes first. So, and you always throw the cue ball, the white ball. Just take turns. So, like in that example, I didn't get any in, but I bumped one. So, if it gets bumped, just leave it there. If I'm playing the role of this person here, if I hit my own ball, then it goes in the pocket. So you want to try to avoid that whenever possible. So, however you want to throw it, so there's different techniques: overhand, underhand, sideways. I kind of go underhand. You'll figure out the way that works for you. So just take turns. It's pretty simple. The goal is to get all the balls down in the pocket first. So if you hit them too hard, the pocket's shallow enough that they can bounce back out. So you want to hit them with enough force. It's not that hard, but more often than not, it's the cue ball that bounces back than the other balls. Basically, just playing the game. Not really trying too hard, I'm just kind of throwing it. Competing against myself is hard to care for wins. I win or lose either way, so. Ricochet shots or straight shots. You kind of get familiar with your technique that works best for the placement of the balls, whether or not if you're good. Sometimes it's hard to get it right down the middle, so sometimes doing a ricochet shot to the middle is the easy technique to get it. It's just up to you. Alright, so here we go. So, in that example, it's not over quite yet. I have one more shot. If I make it, then we go into sudden death. And if I miss, then I lose. So, that's where I was trying to get to show you an example. So, with this setup, it's going to be kind of hard. It's not impossible. You might have to do like some sort of a ricochet to get it. If you're like that, I at least hit both of them. So that's a scenario where, okay, I'm in this position, I lose. So now I would get back in line, assuming there's more than 2 people. There's 2 people playing, but like more than just 2 people playing. There's spectators watching. So people can line up on either side in this setup. You have against the wall. Obviously, you just have on one against. You can set it up however you want, but yeah, a lot of times people will be out of the way. People will be like leaning over or whatever. You don't want to get too close. So another reason for this line is sometimes it's nice to have space for the person playing to throw. Be like, stand behind the line so you're not in the way. But yeah, like in that case, assuming somebody was just standing there, if I lost, I would just stand at the end of the line. Like I said in the last video, that end, or should I paint it on the end, says winner's end. So since I didn't win that match, I would just get in and go to the end of the line. If I had won and I was here, then instead of going here to the end of the line, I would go here and start a new game. And then if this person wins, then you just stay here until you lose, and then in which case you would get back in the same line again. So pretty simple. Everybody goes to the same line when they lose. The only difference is if you win, you go here. Hopefully that's pretty obvious and self-explanatory. So yeah. So I'm going to show you a couple other setup techniques. So call this one snake. Basically just use all 7 balls and set them up in a straight line in the middle. So whatever technique one person does at one end, the other person copies. It's the same pattern, same number of balls. So I'll show you the common patterns. So there's classic mode, and then everything else is considered freestyle. So within freestyle, there's different modes or classifications of playing. So snake is a pretty common one. Snake in a pocket would be like off to the side, like that. And then if you're copying each other, you could do it this way, or you could do the mirror version of it, where the person has. It's the same setup, just opposite. So like, I don't know, if you're right-handed, that might be easier because if you're facing the other way, it'd be the same. You're assuming you're both right-handed. Maybe that gets to be complicated. I don't think it technically matters, but if the person has a problem with it, the main thing is both players have to agree on it being fair. That's the main rule that needs to be followed. The other things are just kind of secondary priorities. But like, yeah, snake in the pocket, or you could do like a split snake, where you have like that 8 ball is a spare cue ball. So if for some reason eventually your cue ball wears out, you can use your 8 ball as your backup. I keep it over off to the side. There's a little pocket I built that has space for it, just so it's off the table, not tempting to be used. But you could do like that, split snake with one in the middle. That's another common one. You could do like that kind of a pattern. You can come up with names for it, you know, within the community. Be like, oh, this is what we're calling this setup. I don't know if they have any specific. I haven't been able to find any naming conventions for different patterns online. So they have them. Maybe they do in pool, and you can adopt them for this game too. I don't know. I'm not as familiar with pool as this. But I'm just showing you possible common ones that I know of. It'd be like arrow, I guess you could call that. That's a pretty easy one to get in on one shot. So the line here, the main rule is when you set up the balls, they all have to fall within that side of your side of the line. So you can't be too far. So basically the rule of thumb is the harder you want it to be closer to the line, the easier you want it to be closer to the pocket. Kind of makes sense logically. So like if you wanted a really easy game where like in the least amount of shots people have, you can do something like that, where if you hit right there, you're more likely gonna have an easy shot. So, but these are all like complicated techniques about how liberal you want to be with the game and how much modification you want to do. You can keep it very rigid, structured, like the traditional rules. Maybe start off learning that way, and then as you get familiar with people playing it that way, you can add your own modification rules to it. So, yeah, that's basically the gist of it.